Hi everybody, it's Mr. Peacock, and in this, we're going to talk about our final transformation of this unit, rotate. Oh, he's not showing up. All right, cool. We're talking about rotation.
Rotations!
Okay, he's here.
Yes, I have returned to talk about the final transformation. Rotate.
Not so fast, Gordy.
Who are you?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, Coordinates never told you about his dear brother, Similaritron? Oh, he and the other kangaroo bots didn't want to hang out with me and my friends, for we were similarity transformations. Dilations, if you would.
That sounds like some family stuff I don't want to be involved in. I'm out.
You've come to interrupt my final video?
Oh, Cordy, bring it.
Oh, it's on. This is geometry. Ah!
So to start with, let's have some notes about rotations. First off, all rotations are counterclockwise unless otherwise noted. Counterclockwise looks like this. It's going the opposite way that a clock would, whereas clockwise goes this direction. Please note the quadrants of a graph also go in a counterclockwise fashion. The way that we write the notation for a rotation is this: a capital R followed by the degree. If we are not using counterclockwise, we need to note clockwise. So now let's find the coordinates of this figure after the rotations. So here's our figure, and let's start it out. So we start out with our first line. Our original points are J is at -1, 1, V is at 2, 0, Y is at 5, -3, and R is at 4, -3. So let's see what happens when we rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise. Here we go. J becomes 0.1, 1. V becomes 0, 2. Y becomes 3, 5. And R becomes 3, 4. So if you look, the X and Y values switch, and the Y value became negative. Next point. We've now rotated 180 degrees. And where J was at 1, -1, it's now at -1, 1. Where V was at 2, 0, it's now at -2, 0. Where Y was at 5, -3, it's now at -5, +3. Where R was at 4, -3, it's now at -4, +3. So if you look, our X and Y values are still in the same order, but they now are both the negative. All right, so now let's go 270 degrees. So in this case, 270 degrees or 90 degrees clockwise, 1, -1 becomes -1, -1. 2, 0 becomes 0, -2. 5, -3 becomes -3, -5. And 4, -3 becomes -3, -4. So in this case, our rule is Y and then -X. So our Y value flips, but it stays the same value, whereas our X value also becomes negative. And finally, at 360 degrees, you will see all of our points return to where they originally were, because 360 is a full circle. Which brings us to the last type of rotation that we could possibly be seeing. By the way, these are the rules. I would suggest that you write them down. I'll give everyone a second. Wait, you can pause. So why would I do that? Let's move on. All right, so in this case, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be doing polar graph rotations where we have to find a rotation based off of a polar grid. So we are going to draw the image after a rotation of 90 degrees and give the coordinate in polar form of the original figure as well as its image. So to start with, let's give ourselves our original coordinates. So B, we start here. It is 2 out from the center, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means that B is at 2, comma 50. C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 degrees north. So this becomes 5, comma 40 degrees. Okay, now let's talk about D. D is 1, 2, 3, and it's on the exact line. So D we are going to say is 3, comma 0 degrees. Then finally E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but then negative 10. So E is at 5, comma negative 10. You could also say 5 and then 350. But that's not what we're saying right now. All right, so now we need to rotate this 90 degrees. So to do that, I just start here and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, the next one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is B prime. This is C prime. All right, D was at 0, which means it's going to be at pure 90. So that's D prime. And then E was at 5 and negative 10, which means it's going to be at 80. At which point our new figure, when we connect the dots, ends up being a perfect 90-degree rotation. And that is how we do polar graph rotations. And with that, the only thing left to do is to see if we have any closing thoughts. So here we go. Have a good day. Time for another test. At least with this one, I've got the answers.
Wait, Billy, don't do it, stop.
Coordinate prime for my teacher's dumb math videos?
Yes, I am here to tell you not to cheat.
But why shouldn't I cheat? This year we're all virtual and it's so incredibly easy.
Look, I understand like everyone does that it's incredibly easy right now to cheat. But if you're cheating, you're really only cheating yourself.
Wow, I've never thought about it that way before. You're right. I've learned a valuable lesson.
Yes, and that lesson is like and subscribe to Mr. Peacock's videos and hit the bell so you know when more fire content is coming.
And not to cheat, right?
Oh yeah, that too.
Well, now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.